Hi everyone and welcome to Fab Parks. Today a quick and dirty update on Universal Great Britain. And as usual, I'm gonna try to find out if the recent updates and news are positive or negative, question mark here, and also is the project going ahead or not. I'm gonna give you an update and try to analyze newest updates and news, but before anything else, please subscribe. And so let's see what are the recent development, but also we need to refer to my previous video. If you haven't watched that video, please go and watch it, not because I need views, but because it's really pivotal to understand the latest development. But in a nutshell, in my previous video, what I was saying was like that I knew that the decision was meant to be taken by the end of June, and the fact that Universal, early July, so when the decision was meant to be taken already, was still producing new evidence like the economic report and other things, was really a bad news, because from my point of view was like the government was meant to be already on board and maybe just fine-tuning the details, while the fact that Universal was still like building the case to support this decision was kind of a signal that the decision was far from being taken, or probably the government was against this decision being taken, or the support requested by Universal. Now, I'm gonna tell you in a couple of minutes, I told you, but you know, we keep this on a side. Let's see the latest development. We got three things that happened, which I think one is positive and two are pretty negative. The positive one, as shown already by lots of people, Universal purchased two houses, I would say, which are in the plot of land that is, meant to become the Universal theme park. Now, this of course is an obvious move because they bought the plot of land, but because they got properties of someone else, they need to purchase them somehow. This step is necessary, but yes, in a way it goes in the direction that the things is happening, so they're already moving forward on next steps. But from my point of view, even if the thing is not gonna go ahead, purchasing those properties is still gonna help Universal to resell the plot of land should this be the case. So either way is something that I think they should do, and they just done it. So it's a positive, yes, but it's not 100% positive, or is not a proof of the fact that the project is gonna go ahead. And then let's move to the other two facts which are unfortunately negative. First one is that six mayor of the area wrote a letter to the new government as an endorsement. And again, lots of other vloggers and on other videos I saw, this is such a good news, this is so positive. Unfortunately, no, it's not, guys, it's not. They know what the government is doing, and if they think that they need to spend time putting a letter together, six of them, and write it to the government that they think they should support this project, and the government should financially support Universal in building the park, because it's going to bring jobs and it's going to bring lots of money and all that, is because if they waste time doing that, is because they know more than what we do that the government is actually thinking about the opposite. They don't think it's worth supporting Universal and the theme park. That's why the local communities say, okay, we need to endorse the cause because we are about to lose it. That's how I read it. Now, we got the third thing that happened, which is a local MP wrote a letter to the government in which, again, it's an endorsement to the new government saying, oh my god, this theme park has to happen and it's going to bring jobs and economic wellness, blah blah blah, all that, yes, but probably in a kind of to TMI, if you want, disclosing a bit too much. In the letter, black and white, we can read that the previous government did not support Universal economically to open the theme park. So we also understand that Universal asked the government to pay for all the infrastructures, and the government refused the request. So now we got evidence, black and white, that the previous government said no to Universal request for opening the theme park, which is, I told you what I told you nearly 1 month ago in my previous video. Now is written, so you can probably agree with me. Now, again, this is a kind of bad news because the fact that 6 mayors and a local MP feel the urgency of writing a letter as endorsement to the cause is because we know now that the previous government was not supportive, but also they might fear that the current government might not really want to support Universal financially in this project. Now, we know that the request of Universal was at least of paying all the infrastructures, but we don't know if there was something else. It's funny enough that also Euro Disney back then in Paris had exactly the same thing. So Disney asked for a lot of economical support, was like all the land free of charge and all the infrastructures. But during the negotiations, the government changed and the whole negotiation had to start from scratch again. Which I got the feeling is exactly the same situation here. So the new government, we don't know if it's going to be pro or against, this project, but for sure there is going to be a delay because the whole conversation is going to start from scratch again. Of course, fingers crossed, I'm gonna try to update you as much as possible on these, and so I think it's the right time for you to subscribe.